What is up, guys? Del Boy here. So the Joseph Parker versus Hughie Fury WBO heavyweight title fight is going to be streamed on YouTube as a pay-per-view. Essentially, from what I see, it is going to be priced at $9.99. That's the early price, and the closer it gets to the fight, the price is going to change to $14.99. So the $9.99 is a early bird special, similar to how when Chris Eubank fought Reynold Quinlan, you could get that pay-per-view for like £10. And I think just before the fight, it raised to like £14 or something like that. But yeah, I mean, the whole promotion for this fight has been appalling on Hennessy's side. We've had to wait weeks to hear about a TV broadcaster, and it turns out that this fight is going to be streamed online at a pay-per-view price. So we've had to wait weeks for that, only to hear that it's behind a paywall. The undercard is terrible. Guys like Jimmy Kelly fighting and sort of minor fights like that on the bill. And also we're hearing this fight is doing terribly at the live gate. There are still tons of tickets remaining. It's looking like they can't give these tickets away. So the whole promotion leading up to this fight has been awful. And the product that Mick Hennessy is offering here is poor. Let's just be honest about it. I'm not saying the fight itself is poor, but when you pay money for an event, I personally expect more than just the fight. And I know that might sound like a casual thing to say, but if I'm going to buy a pay-per-view, I don't want it to be some sort of second-rate bargain basement production. If I buy a pay-per-view, yes, obviously the main thing I'm looking at is these great fights, but also I want good production value. I want it to be glitzy and glamoury. I want fireworks. I want extravagant entrances. I want all of that. I want the whole big time event feel coming through my TV screen. And Mick Hennessy's just not going to deliver that. It's more than just the fight. It's also delivering the event. And that's why Eddie Hearn is been so successful. He realises obviously that the main thing to build a card, particularly a pay-per-view card, you've got to have appealing fights on paper. Obviously that's the main ingredient, but it does take more than that. You know, you need the bright lights, you need the blaring music, you need to make it an atmosphere, you need to make it an event. And that's partly why Eddie Hearn is so successful. I mean, yeah, Eddie Hearn has delivered some duds, you know. Some of his undercards on pay-per-views have been questionable. But if you've ever been to an Eddie Hearn show, particularly a pay-per-view card, it's always a great night out. Always a great night out. I've been to a couple. I've been to one pay-per-view card. I've been to two pay-per-view cards. I went to Cleverly Bellew in Liverpool, and I went to the big card in the O2. It is Brooke versus Gavin, but it's a really good undercard. And both times, they were really great nights out. And even, I mean, the Cleverly Bellew fight was kind of terrible, but the night out was still great. It was still a really good event, and I felt like I got my money's worth. If I go to my boys and say, let's go to the boxing, I'm not going to take them to a Frank Warren show. I'm not going to take them to a Mick Hennessy show. I would always take them to the Eddie Hearn show, you know? You've got the party atmosphere, music, a ton of on show. They just tick more boxes than the other promoter shows. That's just the reality of it. So me personally, I just don't see this card doing very well. It's got no buzz. It's got no... it's not really got any media attention. It's a heavyweight title fight in the UK. Regardless of what you think of Parker's legitimacy as a champion and Hughie as a contender, it's still a heavyweight title fight in the UK. And the belt alone is not selling this fight. It's not. So me personally, I've got to say, I think this fight's going to tank. It's got a terrible undercard, though what I understand, the undercard is free and you're only paying for the main fight. But regardless, I would rather pay... I would consider paying if it was this fight with a great undercard, you know. But I'm not going to pay $9.99 for this fight. I'm just not going to do it. I could be a millionaire and I'm not going to pay for this fight. That's the reality, you know. But I'm sure some people out there are going to pay for it. But we'll see how well it does. I just don't see this fight doing particularly well. It's a shame. I don't see why this fight is not on Box Nation. I mean, Frank Warren was working with the Furies, and has there been a fallout there? I'm not sure. If you can't get it on Box Nation, why not try and get it on Dave or something, or Channel 5, or even ITV4? Whatever, just put it on TV, regular TV. Why are you going to put it behind a paywall? Because I can't see many people buying this. Surely not. Maybe I'll be surprised. What do you guys think? Peace.